Hello everyone, I'm AT Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. Once again, it was another seasonable day temperature-wise with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. A few spots did manage to make it to the mid 80s. We got 84 for that high at Black River Falls yesterday. Menominee, Chautauqua, and Eau Claire all reaching 83. Now, you probably noticed as the day went on, it started to feel a little more humid. Those dew points gradually and slowly increased throughout the day from the upper 50s in the morning to the mid 60s by early evening, and even peaked at about 67 degrees during the late evening hours. But that dew point is going to be very high here the next several days, at times at or over 70 degrees, and could approach 75 in a few spots. And with tomorrow's temperatures forecasted to be the warmest of the next 7. That could push the heat index to near triple digits, if not maybe slightly over that. But again, the very humid weather persisting, and we'll also talk about rain and storm chances as well. So when you look at the heat risk outlook the next couple of days, we're in that minor to moderate category for today. We're in the high category or major category for tomorrow, and then into the moderate category for Saturday, though, as we'll also talk about here in a little bit, Saturday is a little bit questionable just because we may end up being a little bit cooler if we have a good mass of rain and storms and cloud cover around the region. As of now, there's no heat alerts for western Wisconsin, and part of that is because of a complex of storms that's going to move through the Dakotas into northern Minnesota late tonight into early tomorrow morning. And that may bring some extra clouds here to western Wisconsin, which would keep temperatures down enough and the heat advisory down low enough below advisory threshold. But certainly something to monitor. And also worth noting, the far northern part of the state in Pine County in Minnesota is under an excessive heat watch for tomorrow. So when you look at the heat risk forecast today, temperatures again mid to upper 80s, dew points around 70, heat index values between 89 and 96 degrees. So again, I'll step off here so you can read the legend for what that entails. So again, just definitely want to use a little bit of caution today, as we'll be in that minor to moderate territory. But tomorrow, though, we, as I mentioned earlier, are in that high or major category. The temperatures mid 80s to lower 90s, dew points in the low to mid 70s, which could push the heat index between 93 and 102 degrees. So again, be sure to be using caution if you're going to be outdoors the next couple of days, and be sure to have multiple ways to keep yourself cool. Try to prevent any heat illnesses that may occur. Of course, be sure to check with your friends and your family, make sure they have a cool place, and of course your pets as well. And please don't leave any children or pets in vehicles for any length of time. So just keep those tips in mind here the next couple of days. And again, the dew points are going to stay very high, 60s, 70s the next several days. We may see it drop slightly for Monday, but not totally sold on that. Otherwise, we're going to stay mid 60s to low, if not mid 70s here really for the next 5 to 7 days. So our stretch of comfortable weather that we had around for about a week is now gone, and more humid weather will be with us here for the foreseeable future. Had a couple of showers around parts of the area this morning, but today we'll have a mix of sun and clouds, a couple of those little isolated showers and storms around throughout the day. And again, this will be one of those things, they're going to randomly pop up in nature and may occur at any time in any location. And again, just isolated in nature. Same thing to tonight as well. And you can kind of see on the top part of your screen that complex of storms, they'll be stretching from about St. Cloud to International Falls. We'll stay to our north, but again, we have some of those extra clouds around. But this run of Future Track does show us clearing enough in the afternoon that would allow those temperatures to jump up. So certainly something to kind of watch. Either way, whether we see highs in the mid to upper 80s or the lower to possibly some spots mid 90s, especially farther south, it's still going to be very hot and humid regardless tomorrow with those high dew points. Now, could have a few showers and storms into the area Friday night, but the better chance, I think, is not going to come till Saturday morning as a cold front comes through. A lot of the data is showing those storms coming through here late Friday night into Saturday morning, and then most of the activity will be south and east of the Chippewa River Saturday afternoon and into Saturday night. And then we should be drying things out by that time. We do have a risk for some strong to severe storms here the next couple of days. Today and tomorrow, which tomorrow's risk is mostly going to be tomorrow night into Saturday morning, but also maybe if that complex tonight moves a little bit further to the south than what's forecasted right now. Both today and tomorrow's risks are conditional on if storms even do develop. Saturday, still slightly conditional, but I do think it is a slightly higher chance, especially to the south and east. You can see from Medford to near Alma, that's a level 2 risk. And breaking down the hazards each day, the tornado threat today is basically near zero. A very low threat for some hail. Any storms that could turn severe today could produce wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Now for tomorrow, again, the tornado threat is near zero, a low threat for some damaging wind gusts and some hail as well. Again, the flash flooding threat near zero because these storms will be isolated in nature. But Saturday, the tornado threat does come up very slightly. Can't totally rule it out, but mostly going to be a damaging wind and hail threat. And I do have the flash flood threat in the low category because these storms may come through just slow enough to produce some heavy rainfall. And also, too, we could see multiple waves of storms as well. So again, just be weather aware with the heat and also the threat for those storms here the next couple of days. Once that system moves out, still going to stay humid to very humid Sunday into the middle of next week with temperatures in the mid 80s and lows in the mid 60s, which would be a little bit above seasonal averages.